Welcome back. Let's wait for the other first.
Kung really tanu, magbo kita ni ko, sir, sudah.
Okay, we are still waiting. It's already quarter past 5, ladies and gentlemen. And now we are going to hear the sharing from each groups. So there are representative from each group to share the result of groups discussion. And we are going to start with group 1. Group 1, can you please share the result of your discussion? So the first one is the representative from group 1. The first one is from group 1, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. From group 1, we have from group 1 we have Pipit, Feliska, Helen, Triana, and Agatha. Okay, if there is representative from group 1, you can share the result of your group's discussion now.
Okay, sir. Wait a minute.
Okay, sir. In our group opinion, we are telling agree with the statement that business practice can make environmental degradation. For example, based on article that we have been shared before is about the business practice such as tofu waste article in Indonesia can cause environmental degradation and climate crisis for irresponsible parties because firstly they have hazardous materials that are dumped into the waters that can result in environmental degradation. For example, business practice in the industrial sector which can be a major source of pollution will lead to climate crisis. The second is less land due to industrial development. This industrial waste can come from factory and household if not managed properly, the waste will damage the environment. We also think that business practices are part of the solution to environmental degradation and the climate crisis for the responsible parties. Business practices must be carried out using renewable and environmentally friendly energy sources so that they do not produce sound emissions that are harmful to environment. So we think that business practices are the cause of or part of the solution to environmental degradation and the climate crisis depending on the behavior and attitude of the parties in carrying out their business practice. Our solution is that the government must be assertive in this matter, make laws and regulations, and provide sanction or fines so that there are no irresponsible parties. And the government should set standards for a business practice that can be useful to reduce the waste generated from this business practice.
Yes, thank you very much, Group 1. Let's give applause to them, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so there are businesses that are responsible, and also some businesses are not responsible in doing the waste management. I agree with that. Okay, thank you. And next, we are going to move to Group 2. Group 2, please share the result of your group's discussion.
Uh, okay, the opinion from our group is, in our opinion, business practice can provide a good solution in dealing with climate change, considering the cause that may arise as we mentioned above, like like factory house. Therefore, business practice can also be a solution to environmental degradation and the climate crisis, one of which is being transparent, in which all large companies should measure and disclose their greenhouse gas emission openly. For climate fighters, transparency provides a frame of reference for the limits we can achieve and the improvements that need to be made. In addition, tropical forests are very effective for storing carbon and preventing worst-case climate change scenarios. Unfortunately, nature-based solutions still only receive 2% of all climate finance, whereas according to the conversation natural climate solutions such as ending deforestation and restoring degraded forests and the global level can also create jobs. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Group 2. Let's give applause to them. Yes, transparency. This one is a huge challenge. However, I believe that with strict regulation, businesses can be transparent, and even the government itself, the members of the government can be transparent about the data regarding climate change. Okay, next, Group 3, please.
Okay, good afternoon, Sarindra and friends. Today, as the representative from Group 3, would like to give our opinion about the topic. Some experts stated that business practices are the cause or part of the solution to environmental degradation and the climate crisis. We believe that business practices are the cause of the environmental degradation, and the climate crisis. We took the references from Dinas Lingkungan Hidup del h.bulalengkap.go.id. Why? Let's take some example. If the business wants to produce goods, then it will need a factory to make it. But the factory will make liquid waste that can cause water pollution or an environmental degradation. The next one is a factory can also produce greenhouse gas emission that will cause global warming. That's climate crisis. So we can make a conclusion that business practices are the cause of environmental degradation and the climate crisis. That's all for our group. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Group 3. Let's give applause to them. This one, the importance of regulation from the government to encourage businesses to be environmental friendly. Okay, next we are going to hear from Group 4.
Okay, sir. We are from Group 4. We'll share about our discussion. Some experts stated that business practices are the cause of or part of the solution to environmental degradation and the climate crisis. What do you think about this? In our opinion, we agree with this statement because, according to IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel Climate Change points out that doing business today can damage our entire ecosystem, such as oil leak that causing environmental damage of 4.7 trillion US dollar per year. But business practices also can be the solution of environmental degradation, such as greenwashing. It has been done many times by Indonesian companies without us realizing it. For example, one of the major bottled water companies, AMDK, in Indonesia launched bottle packaging from 100% recycled plastic in one of Indonesia's provinces, with a target to be used for all provinces by 2025. In addition, several regions in Indonesia have also implemented a ban on using plastic bags. But it still needs to be encouraged because there are still some who haven't implemented it yet. Besides that, the company also needs to pay attention to the impact that caused by the company. Not only targeting profit, but they also need to pay attention to the environment. That's all from us. Thank you.
Well done, Group 4. Let's give applause to them, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Group 4. And next, we are going to hear from Group 5, please.
Okay, so in our opinion, we agree with these two statements because in terms of cost, the business can cause environmental degradation, for example, plastic waste, where the business produce more plastic waste, so that it damage the environment on land, air, and sea as well. If land is for example, throwing garbage carelessly that causes piles of garbage that produce various kinds of disease as well, while the air, for example, burning plastic will cause air pollution and respiratory problems as well. And if the sea, it causes description of the marine ecosystem and disrupts health. Then business can also provide solutions to environmental damage due to waste this plastic. For example, like the supermarket sells shopping bags that can be used repeatedly, and adds another solution, like namely making environmentally friendly plastic, which means plastic that when exposed to water can dissolve. So that's it for our.
Okay, thank you very much, Group 5. That's right. Not only from the government, but also from the business practices itself. Because there is a saying, right? People do not create the demand, but the demand is created by businesses. so that people will buy the product and will use the services. Okay, thank you very much, Group 5. Let's give applause to them. Next, the sharing from Group 6. Please.
Okay, good afternoon, sir, ladies and gentlemen. So now I'm gonna share about the result of our group discussion. So, in our group opinion, business practice are the cause of environmental degradation and the climate crisis. Why? Because we have searched for some news on the internet regarding environmental issues that have arisen as a result of business activities. One of one of them is the environmental problem that occurred in Bengkulu, where due to the construction of a coal mining company, causing more surf flooding in the Bengkulu area every year. Then, due to the expansion of the coal miners, many trees were cut down and turned into miners, which caused the temperature in Bengkulu to be hotter. I think that's all from our group. Thank you.
You're welcome, Group 6. Let's give applause to them, ladies and gentlemen. This one, the example of the problem is in Indonesia. That's right. We have so many problems here in Indonesia. If we think about it, hopefully we can come up with the solution together, especially we as young generation. Me too, I'm still young. Okay, next we have group 7. Group 7, please share the
Okay.
result of your discussion.
Okay. Thank you for the time allotted. I'll lay out the result of our discussion. Okay, and the question is some experts state that business practices are the cause of or the part of the solution on environment degradation and the climate crisis. And what do you think about this? Okay, in our opinion, that business practices can be the cause of environment degradation and climate crisis. Why? Most of business practices have factories to producing their product. And right, the factory would have emission of dangerous gases or substances in form of smoke, and that would um, damage the ozone. Those causing global warming and the season are unpredictable. I mean that in delay or accelerated season. I'm sorry, uh, but business practices can be the solution of environment degradation and climate crisis too, because still many factory from business practices that use technology to cut emission or harmful waste products. They recycle and make of it fertilizer or other products for environment damage. And when the environment is awake, then the climate crisis is reduced. So, the conclusion is that business practices can be the cause and can be the solution of environment degradation and the climate crisis. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 7. Let's give applause to them, ladies and gentlemen. Yay, that's right. Not only the business practices, but you, ladies and gentlemen, can be the part of solution, because at the moment we already feel the effect, right? When it rains really hard. When it's hot, it's the heat is so severe. Okay, and now we have come to group 8. Group 8, the
Okay, sir.
time is yours.
First of all, we agree with this opinion uh, because the cause of climate change is human intervention, either it's directly or indirectly. Climate change is a drastic change in temperature, rainfall, wind patterns, and various other effects. Our source is from the digen ppi.manlhk.co.id. Uh, in that page, the United Nations or UN defines the climate change as a symptom caused either directly or indirectly by human activities. It also alters the composition of the global atmosphere and natural climate variability over comparable time periods. Human activities are the basic trigger of this climate change. Scientists agree that most of the environmental damage, such as deforestation, drought, rising sea levels, and melting icebergs, triggers human-made global warming. And for the business world, climate change has an impact on increasing business and building operational risk, such as increased water seepage in building due to increased rainfall. Another thing is the increasing costs of repairs due to flooding from year to year. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Group 8. Let's give applause to them, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the cost of climate change is so high, right? For example, from Group 8, flooding, hurricanes at the moment. There are more hurricanes than ever because the change in sea current, the change in wind patterns, the earth is changing at the moment and we have to do something to stop it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, today we have discussed about the relation between business practices and environmental degradation and climate change. And moreover, today you have learned how to give your opinion, how to discuss a topic, an issue using English, and how to ask someone's opinion during the discussion. And everyone, there is no assignment or homework in this meeting. Yay! Because the project will be next week. Next week you will have the next project about charts and graphics because still talking about opinion, you can support your opinion with information in the form of sentences and also in the form of table, charts, numbers. And we are going to talk about that next week, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you very much for joining the meeting today, ladies and gentlemen. And before we close it, let's take picture together. So please turn on your camera if you can. Come on. Let's take picture before we close it. Wow, the office. Okay, let's use large gallery. Large one. Large, large gallery. Wow, Chris with Bill Gates.
Ternyata nggak sih asing tahu tayo.
Okay, are you ready? And one, and two, and three. Smile. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for joining the meeting today. I'm going to see you again next week. Bye bye.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
thanks,
sir.
Sir Indra. God bless you.
Thank you,
God bless you
Thank you,
sir.
sir,
too.
so
Bye
much.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Stay
sir.
safe, stay happy, healthy.